Hello, this is Raven Shamballa, and welcome to Driving Meditations. In this episode, we're going to continue our discussion on the sixth chakra, also called the third eye chakra, and its location is the point between the eyebrows. Now, if you're following me along in this program, it's really helpful if you can look at an illustrated guide to the 7 primary chakras. If you look at one of the illustrations for the chakras, pretty much the whole chakra is summed up in one page. So as I'm discussing location and color and meaning, it might be helpful for you to look at the illustration. You can find any of my books on Amazon, or if you want the ebook, you can go to my website, ravenlightbody.com. So let's start. We're going to start this time with the breath. I want you to start to breathe. Now, whenever we're doing mindful meditation or hatha yoga practice, the encouragement is for the breath to move into the belly. If you have a strong yoga practice, you might understand deep belly breathing. But for a lot of people listening to this program, you might not even be aware of how to draw your breath deep into the belly. I also call this breathing wide and breathing deep. Inhale deep and wide, fill up completely, and exhale, deep belly breath. I could get a lot more technical. For example, we could talk about 3-part diaphragmatic breath, but I'm not going to do that here. Just ask your lungs and your body to breathe as deep as it can throughout this podcasting session. Think about breathing deep and think about breathing wide. Now, if you've had a really stressed out day, you take the exhalation through the mouth. Or if you're just winding down, you take the exhalation through the nose. You'll know. The breath can help us to release tension. We've also been focused on cultivating love. And I want us to imagine that whatever space you're in, whether that's your car or whether that's your room, that love has come into the room. Just simply by intending for the vibration of love, it comes into the space. So when you're taking your big, deep belly breath, I want you to inhale and allow love to come into your body. On the exhalation, I want you to imagine that love is moving out and around your body. So just start to relax by cultivating love. Love comes into the body. Love moves out and around the body. Love moves into the body. And love moves out and around the body. Now we'll focus on activating the chakra system within the energy body. Ground, center, focus, relax. Again. Ground, center, focus, relax. When I say ground, you establish your grounding cord. When I say center, you center yourself in your heart. When I say focus, we open the third eye chakra, start to release tension and negative energy. And when I say relax, the physical body responds by releasing any tension, releasing any stress. Let it flow right out. Let it go. Let it go. You don't need it anymore. Ground. Center. Focus. Relax. So today we're talking about the sixth chakra. And it's a complex chakra because it governs 4 different principles: meditation, vision and manifestation, positive thinking, and the opening of psychic skills or intuition. In this podcast, we're only going to be speaking about meditation and the quality of the thoughts in your mind. And we're also going to be looking for the off switch so that you can calm your mind, so that you can start to find the off switch to turn the mind down, turn the mind off. Now, meditation is a practice. And remember, you can do it with your eyes open. It's about starting to watch your thoughts. Where do my thoughts go? Do I stay in the present moment? Or does my mind roam? Where does it roam to? Does it roam to everything I did today at work? Or does it roam to everything I need to do tomorrow? Or does it check out? Maybe it fantasizes, or maybe you need to watch TV. Place the focus of your mind on something so that you're not so intense about the activities that you're expected to accomplish every day. In this practice, we're looking for the off switch. And it starts by monitoring the quality of the thoughts and allowing yourself to be in the present moment. So we have to talk about the references of time. If you're thinking about anything that's already happened, you're no longer present. You're in the past. And if you're thinking about anything that might be happening in the future, then you're in the future. You're also not in the present. In the last series, I asked you to start to monitor how often am I in my present mind. And the homework during this podcast is to start to monitor how often do I go to the past or how often do I go to the future. Well, there's nothing wrong with talking about something that happened in the past. The problem is when you want to relax and you sit down and all you can do is think about what happened during work today, which draws us back into that consciousness, which could have been dealing with a lot of stress. For now, we want to stay focused on the present moment. And one of the easiest ways to do this is by focusing on the 5 senses. What's happening right here, right now. And today we're going to focus on what you can hear and what you can see. So if you're driving, I want you to focus on what you can hear right now. Of course, you can hear the sound of my voice. But what else? Maybe traffic, Maybe someone's honked a horn. Maybe it's the sound of your engine. If you're at home, maybe it's the hum of an appliance in the background. Or you can hear children playing across the street. What do you hear right now? Perfect. Ground, center, focus, relax. You see, we're meditating all the time, we just don't think of it that way. Every time you sit to watch television, you're meditating. You're placing your mind at a focus point, and depending on the energy of what you're watching, it may uplift you, it may stress you out. In this podcast series, you're focused on the sound of my voice, and I'm asking your energy body to open, and I'm asking your mind to start to relax. We're looking for the space between the thoughts in this present moment. Now, when I pause, where did your mind go? I was asking you to find the space between your thoughts. Let's go back to our mindful activity of seeing. Be right here, be right now in the present moment, and focus on what you are seeing. If you're driving, you may be seeing traffic up ahead. Whatever the traffic situation is, have no resistance. If it's heavy traffic, well, so what? You're completely relaxed right now. You don't have anything to worry about. Even if you have somewhere you need to get to and you're running late, there's nothing you can do about it. Traffic's beyond your control, so you might as well just relax. Why get all upset about it? What's done is done. What do you see? What do you see with your eyes? Pan to the left, pan to the right. If you're home and you're working on an activity, what are your hands doing? Maybe they're emptying the dishwasher and you're taking one dish up into the cupboard. What do you see? You can just look at your hands for a moment. Notice your hands. And in that focus of noticing your hands, we become very present. Remember, if there's any remaining tension anywhere in the body, allow it to flow right out. Survey the body. Let's check in on our neck right now. Maybe do a half neck roll. Maybe jiggle your shoulders. If you're driving, I want you to just move your low back a little bit, see what's there. If you're at home, maybe you have the luxury of taking a big stretch, maybe even a forward fold. I take a breath. I'm very calm. And I'm looking for the off switch. Haven't I given my employer enough time? I'm not going to give my employer any more time. In fact, if I allow myself to relax, then I'll be in a better state to be more productive tomorrow. If I take it all home with me, well, I never get downtime. And then my family isn't experiencing my best qualities. It's time for me to prepare myself for the second shift, remember? We got to find that off switch. Breathe again. Deep belly breath. Love comes in. And probably your exhalation's softened by now. Let it come out of the nose. Feeling good, right? Take a little time out of your busy day to find the off switch. Even if you have homework or you got to get back to your emails after the kids go to bed, that's not right now. So there's no use to think about those emails. You don't think it'll all come back to you? Besides, you're probably highly organized. You probably know exactly what you need to do. So in the in-between time, let's not go there. In fact, you can even imagine right now, in your mind's eye, since we're talking about the sixth chakra, an off switch, a red button, and your eyes are open. You can even imagine, or take your left hand, imagine you're pressing that button, turning my mind off. I'm relaxing. It's important that whoever I spend my time with on the second shift gets my best qualities. We're back to finding that space. I also want the breath to be yummy and delicious. That's why we bring in love. You can even find pleasure just by breathing. Especially when we go into deep trance meditation, which we are not doing here. Keep your eyes on the road. The breath is our vehicle for experiencing pleasure and love. We simply call it into the body, and it feels so good to soften the body and relax. Noticing the quality of your thoughts. Now, if you're one of those people that tends to worry or complains a lot, I'm going to ask you to think about that. There is a lot to worry about. We live in a very complex, busy world. But we don't need to be worrying about it all the time. And when we do, it starts to affect our entire health, our physical body, our relationships. Again, all we're doing right now is just noticing. This is where we start. Now, if you're a long-time practitioner, you might be saying, oh, I already handled that. Then you can start to notice it in other people, co-workers, family members. You can start to notice when they open their mouths to speak, what comes out? Is it a whole lot of, I'm so fearful, I'm so worried, I'm so overwhelmed? Or is it a whole lot of complaint? Let me tell you why I don't like this. Let me tell you why I don't like you. Those are all signs that that person is loaded with negative energy. And as we are moving through this program, we'll talk a little bit more about negative energy. Right now, we're just noticing. Right now, we're just finding space and slowing down our thoughts. In yoga, we have a technical term called monkey mind, very technical. It's like there's monkeys in your mind and they just keep churning and churning and churning and churning and churning. We want to eliminate those monkeys. We want to find that soft, pleasurable space. You could even think of a monkey as a negative energy. We can imagine that our mind is opening. It's going to pull out a monkey. It's going to release it. Now you're relaxed. If there's some specific person that's really bothering you, call them forward now. See them as a monkey. Pull them out of your mind and relax. If that person has already bothered you, by all means, don't allow them to keep bothering you in your off time. How fair is that? Maybe it's a big task that's coming up. I want you to care less about it. But it's a big deal. Aren't they all? This is when we start to use our higher consciousness, our wisdom, to start to train the mind to honestly care less. It's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. I just need to put my best effort forward in that present moment, not this one. And I don't have to think about it when it's not time for me to think about it. Excellent. Now, as you're listening to this episode, if you're starting to feel like I'm one of those people that can't stop worrying, I want you to press on the red button and just stop. Come back to the breath. Do some self-talk, Everything's going to be okay. I am calmly active. I am actively calm. What's here right now? What am I hearing? Bring yourself back. What am I seeing? Bring yourself back. And especially if you're driving, if someone has gotten in your way or made a really intense turn in front of you, put your life at risk. Maybe you don't feel safe. Your grounding cord was ruffled. It's a good opportunity to remind yourself that while you're listening to this podcast and practicing mental health, wellness, they're having a really bad day. I'm going to let them take all of their energy with them, and I'm just simply going to care less. I'm in my own space. I'm in my own mind. I'm breathing that love comes in, love goes out. I feel amazing. Remember, if you get home and you feel really stressed out, take a little bit more time. Physical exercise is a fantastic idea, but prepare yourself for the second shift. Your partner needs to hear a little bit about your day, but they certainly don't need to hear all the complaining. You don't want to give that to them now, do you? And if it's a lot of complaining, well, pick up the phone. Call a life coach. Complain to them. It'll help you to keep your relationship positive, warm, and loving. This is Raven Shamballa, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast today. We're going to continue talking about the sixth chakra, the mind, how to discipline the mind. We're going to keep on working on our mantra to get us to relax, to cultivate love. And remember what brings us into the present moment. Go with the 5 senses. Today we focused on what am I hearing and what am I seeing. And before you know it, you found the off switch. Remember, this is a practice. The more and more you practice, the easier and easier it becomes. Thank you for joining me on driving meditations, and I would really like your donation. You can send me a donation through PayPal at ravenlightbody@gmail.com. You'll see my name, Monica Kelly, my legal name. And you can use a different app like Cash App, $, Raven Shamballa. I've really enjoyed our time together today, and I hope you have too. Many blessings on your journey, and don't forget to stop and relax.